Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. I'm used to saying thank you for tuning in because I used to be on the radio and you don't tune into a podcast, so I got that now. You download a podcast. Anyway, African spirituality, honey, it's a beautiful thing. It really is beautiful. See, people don't understand it, and what you don't understand, you throw stuff at it and you deny it and you call it what it ain't. And they call it voodoo, black magic, witchcraft, and ain't none of that. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's tranquil. It's being in touch with myself. Being in touch with the real true purpose, the real reason that I'm here, and that's the Grow Program. That's to bring people out of oppression. That's why I went through what I went through, so I can help you. And see, I'm out, and I'm noticing my African people. We so sad. I mean, and we got reason to be sad. We got reason to be oppressed. We got reason to be depressed. But you know what? Hope is here because I'm getting ready to change some people's mindset, the way they think about themselves and the way they think about other folks. We get ready to come out of that. A whole lot of stuff is oppressing us. And one thing that is mainly oppressing us, people, and you got to realize this, Africans are spiritual. We are not religious. We're a spiritual people. And we always have been. But when our ancestors were brought over here to the New World, Christianity was thrown at them. You know, they were stripped of spirituality. They weren't allowed to practice spirituality. They weren't allowed to do any spirituality. You know, it was Christianity. So we adapted their religion. Our religion is man-made. All religion's man-made. God don't recognize denomination. He don't recognize Pentecost, Baptist, Judaism, any of that stuff. Only thing that matters is your heart. That's what matters with God. How you treating yourself and how you treating other people. Because if you treating folks wrong, it's going to come back on you. You're going to be judged by the heart, and then you're going to become a tormented soul, one of these ghosts and demons that's walking around here. Because good versus evil. If it's bad spirits, you know it's got to be good spirits. Common sense tell you that. So I was able to overcome the evil through the good. The good allowed me to help me overcome the evil because I was scared. I was terrified in the haunted house. I was scared to death. You know, I didn't know what to do. I was running out there without my shoes on, screaming. You know, I said, Jesus, in Jesus' name, I rebuke you. And the demon laughed in my face. The demon laughed. I could feel the spirit laughing. Even my daughter said the same thing. I said, say Jesus' name. She said, I said that, and the spirit laughed. I felt it laughing. Now we talking about a teenage girl. You know she ain't gonna go along with no foolishness. So what I'm telling you is real. It is really real. Spirituality is real. But see, the thing is, you know, they threw Christianity on folks and people are brainwashed. This has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years since we've been in this country. All we know is Christianity. But I want you to remember a time way back, long time ago. You probably don't remember, but you remember this. When people wasn't able to afford Christmas presents, black people wasn't able to afford Christmas presents, they'll give you a peppermint or an apple or something simple or give you some advice or some words of encouragement. See, because I'm going to tell you something, it just gets so deep, people. Look, you got to realize we're spiritual folks. You know, we're spiritual. You know, the faith, you can pray all you want to, but if you sit there and don't do nothing, ain't nothing gonna happen. You got to get up and make a move. It said faith by works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So you need to get up and get some work done. And that's what I'm doing with the Grow movement. See, I can sit back and wait and see if we all come out of oppression, but no, I got to do something about it. So I got to get on the podcast. I got to call Al Sharpton. I talked to him yesterday. I got to call people and start telling folks it's time to get us out of oppression. You know, we've been beating ourselves up, our head up against the wall, going to church foolishness, all this backbiting, you know, stabbing each other in the back, all this other stuff. But I done found out some different things. I done found out that once you leave this earth and you got to leave out of here, you got an appointment day and time that you ain't gonna miss, and you got to leave. Once you leave, soul catchers are waiting for you. If you done wrong on this earth, whoever you is, oppressing somebody else, if you done wrong on this earth, there's some soul catchers waiting for you to condemn you to be a tormented soul. And I'm trying to save folks. I'm trying to tell people that is real. You can call it what you want. You can call it voodoo, witchcraft, whatever. That ain't not what it is. You're going to be a rebel and you just go on and keep beating yourself up by the head, or you can get on board with the Grow movement and start changing some things and watch some beautiful things manifest in your life. Okay, I want to get on something real quick. I want to talk about you. You being named after somebody else. Somebody else you got named after. And see, you trying to live up to that. And or you trying to live down to that. You don't want to be that. Or you trying to be better than that. But I'm going to tell you something. That may be your bloodline, but y'all are two unique people. Two different people. You know, no matter what they did, you're a different soul. You're a different spirit. You know, your heart is different. Y'all got the same blood, like I said. May look alike. You know, may act alike. But you the different souls, different people. So what you here for a different reason. You here for another purpose. You know, you're not here to be going through what you're going through, all this chaos and drama. Because see what you're doing, you add more drama and chaos to your life by watching them soap operas. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. You know, I was traumatized as a child. I truly was. I never forget this. You know, them soap operas, they bring on more chaos and drama to our lives because we sitting there worrying about folks who ain't even real. You know, it happened on a Friday. I ain't had no choice. I was sitting there with my mama watching Young and the Restless. I was a child. And I'm sitting there looking at her, looking at the TV. And next thing I know, they showed Victor Newman in the casket and a whole lot of horrible music played with it. And that plagued me that whole weekend because I didn't know, you know, I was traumatized. I was worried and upset and crying. You know, that affected me. And see, so what you feeding in your spirit and affecting you is affecting your kids. They acting out. They can't do nothing but watch what you look at, you know, or whatever. Whatever you put in your spirit, you putting in their spirit. And then you sit back and wonder what's wrong with them. Why they acting like that? Why they cutting up? Why I can't control my kids? Why they won't act right? You know, why they won't listen? That's because you putting that garbage in them. You putting that, feeding that chaos. And you better be careful about this curriculum that they teaching the kids nowadays. Because they teaching them to be a certain kind of way. You know, and that's to control the population. That's to cut down on a whole lot of Africans. You know, so you need to be careful about how you teaching your kids. You know, preferably it's best really if you can teach them at home because what's going on, they feed them a whole lot of garbage and a little bit of education. I ain't knocking no teachers. I'm not knocking no teachers at all. I feel like y'all are the most underpaid in the world. Y'all need to have more money for what you do. I used to be a bus driver, so I know what you deal with. I dealt with them kids for 7 years, you know, and so what I did, I used to feed them pizza. I used to buy them stuff, make them act right. So, you know, I understand what you're dealing with in these schools with these kids. You know, that's why these parents need to be more involved. We need to get these kids and rein them in. Don't let them go because I'm going to tell you something. These TV shows ain't looking for your kids. Dateline, 2020, all the other ones. Ain't none of them looking for your kids. They trying to figure out why the white man did that to the white woman. What the heck happened? That's what they want to know. You know, so they ain't trying to figure out what happened to Mary or Ajane or none of them. You know, they ain't trying to figure out what happened to these kids, where they at. We got missing kids right now. Ain't nobody looking for them. We got missing children who are out there in the street. Ain't nobody looking for them. You know, they just gone. They run away. You know, but let somebody of another race come up missing. Oh, we got the Amber Alert. We got to find them. All hell stop. You know, I'm forgive me, because stuff like that do get me riled up, and I do get riled up, and I have to tone it down a little bit. I know that. So I need you to just work with me, grow with me. You know, we in this to grow, but I'm in it to bring my people out of oppression. I'm going to tell you something. I put this today on the Facebook ministry. This is what grow is all about to me. I am very outdone. I'm just outdone by the whole situation as I look at it. I'm outdone by the fact that I can't even turn on CNN and see another story about another African being murdered by the police. He walking in his house, you know, and I mean, this is just ridiculous. What is going on? You know, this is oppression and black folks walking around with sad looks on their face because it just seems like there is no hope, but there is hope because we're getting ready to come up out of oppression. We're getting ready to come out with substance. It's been 400 years and it's over with. Because we getting ready to come out with substance. I'm going to run my mouth until it stops, until something changes. I'm going to keep on running my mouth every single day. If I ain't running my mouth on this podcast, I'm going to be typing on the Facebook ministry. I'm going to be telling somebody to grow. I'm going to be telling somebody to come out of oppression or meditate on how to tell somebody. That's all I do. I live to grow, and I live for you to grow. And I want you to grow. I want you to come up out of this oppression. So the Grow program, I don't want to be tied to this country no more. You know, I don't want nothing here in my name, so everything that I own will be given away. You know, that's what the GROW movement is. It's to bring people out of oppression. It's to help start giving, start doing in the community. You know, help people get businesses. You know, you got to change people's mindset first. So that's what the ministry is about. You got to start ministering to the mind. That goes to the heart. Then that start forgiveness. Start thinking about, you know, you got to live in honor. You got to follow the program. You got to do everything I did. You got to come up out of oppression if you want to be blessed by this ministry. You ain't just finna get no handouts. I don't believe in none of that. You gonna work and you gonna come up out of oppression. I'm gonna see that you come up out of oppression. I'm gonna see you forgive and live a life in honor to your ancestors and to God. You know, it's about growth, people. It's about rising up off oppression. We have to rise, people. I mean, if we don't rise, ain't nobody gonna rise us up. You know, ain't nobody gonna make you get up. You got to get up. I can't literally walk to everybody's house and make them get up. So I got to tell you this way. You got to do it on your own. You got to get up. I can't lift you up no way. You got to get up. You got to rise. You know, don't look sad no more, because hope is here. All you got to do is start growing. All you got to do, start telling people about it. Tell somebody to grow. Tell somebody to come out of oppression. Get on the Facebook ministry. You know, use some of my motivation. Start motivating people. That's all I do. I just motivate folks all day long. That's what I do. I don't have time for no TV. I don't have time for Jerry Springer. I don't have time for none of that. Matter of fact, Jerry, you need to come on back in the community. All that money you made off of us, now you need to start building wealth in the community, Jerry. We actually could use some of your help. Really. You know, anybody that want to start helping in the community, because really, when you look at it, the United States is a better place to live because of Africans. You know, we the ones that built this country. You know, it was built off the backs of Africans. We the have-nots, and some other people is the haves. But that's all getting ready to change, because we finna get ready to be the have. I tell you, Tyler Perry, who the have and the have-nots is. We the have-nots, but we getting ready to be the have. All right, people, God bless you. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Let's grow.